Good morning, everybody. So today we are starting with Lesson 5, Misleading Graphs and Stats. So if we look on page 747 to launch the lesson, we're going to compare this graph. When you look at this graph, it has Gretzky, Messer, and Curry. According to the size of the players, how many times more points does Messer appear to have than Curry? So I'm comparing this to this. Well, he looks about 2 times or greater the size of here. So it looks like possibly twice as many. So do you think this is representative of the players' numbers of points? So let's look at it. Messer has and Curry has 230. This is about 290 to 230. Well, that's only about 60 points. So is this actually twice the size of this? No, because he only has 50 points more. So what reason could someone have for intentionally creating a misleading graph? People do this to make it appear greater than it actually is. Okay, so let's go into the actual lesson. We are trying to identify misleading graphs. So when I look here, we have graph A and we have graph B. The graph shows the same exact data. However, they look different, right? So let's look at our intervals right over here. This is 0, 4, 8, 12, and 16. So these go up by 4. Here they go up by 2. So the price is our interval that we're looking at. And it says which graph appears to show a sharper increase. So when I look here, it doesn't go up as much. But when I look here, it goes up a lot more. So graph B makes it appear that the price is increased more rapidly, even though it's the exact same. So when I look at my example down here, it says the line graph shows monthly profits of a company from October to March. Which graph suggests the business is extremely profitable? So when I look at these, so remember this is the exact same data. We're going from October to March. Let's look at our intervals. 14,000, 14,500, 15,000, 15,500, 16, 16,500, 17. So these all go up by intervals of 500. So then I look over here, 14 to 14,500, so it goes up 500. Goes up 500 again, but then look what they did. They changed it going up by 100. So even though this is the exact same data, this one would appear to make it look more profitable. So is this a valid conclusion? So right over here, we're going to put no, not valid. And our reasoning is the increase is exaggerated to make it look more profitable. So that's how you would explain that. Okay, misleading statistics. Statistics can also be used to influence inferences or conclusions. So when I look at this data, it says an amusement park boasts that the average height of their roller coaster is 170 feet. Average, we know how to find the average, that is our mean. So we look at that, we add all those up, divide by 5, and it gives us 170. But when we look at the data, find your median. Median is 126, mode there's none. So the average height used by the park was the mean, that's where they got it. And this measure is much greater than most of the heights because of the coaster right here. The tornado is 365 feet. So it's misleading to use this piece of data. This would be more accurate. So let's look at our example. Determine the mean, median, mode of the sofa prices. So I've already done this. I'm going to slip this right here. Our mean was $1,290. Our median is $1,400. Our mode is $1,400. Okay, which measurement might be misleading? So if I look at all of my data, the mean is what would be misleading. The mean is that way because you have this one right here. This is considered your outlier. We talked about that earlier. This one little piece of data can skew everything. So let's look at our reasoning. The mean would be used to show they are cheaper because of the $350 sofa. The median or mode would be more accurate. Alrighty. So let's look at our guided practice. The graph suggests that Cy Young had 3 times as many wins as Jim Galvin. So we're looking at Cy Young and Jim Galvin. Is this misleading? So when I look at it, Jim Galvin is at about 370. Cy Young is about 510. That's not 3 times the difference, but looking at the graph, it looks that way. So it is misleading. The graph at the right shows the results of a survey to determine students' favorite pets. Why is the graph misleading? So when I look at this graph over here, and I add up cats, dogs, fish, and hamsters, what do you get? 98%. So they've left some information out. So it's misleading because it does not add up to 100%. Okay, the table lists 5 counties with the largest area in Texas. Write a convincing argument for which measure of center you would use to emphasize the average area. So when I look over here at all of my data, I'm going to find the mean, 4,639. The median is 4,571, and there is no mode. So if I'm going to emphasize, which means make it look bigger, the mean, because it is greater, so it would be used to emphasize the size. And that is it on misleading graphs. So after you watch the video, make sure you do your independent practice. Have a great day. Bye-bye.